Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and good morning to our lecturer. I am Dr. Shahbuddin bin Mat. I am Azmi bin Shatapa. We have selected the topic, and the topic is, will be engineer serve as a better leader? As we know, this question is often asked not only in our society, but it also a famous global topic. Will be engineer can be served as a better leader? In my opinion, yes, engineer can be served as a better leader, or a great leader, even better than anyone else. As we know, the field of engineering is not something new. It has started and evolved for a long time. This ability has been proven so much. For example, currently one of an engineer and the great leader famous in the world is Elon Musk. He is owner of SpaceX, Tesla, and engineering company. Elon Musk has successfully lead his company as a better leader and to make him one of the billionaire in the world. So, why engineer will be served as better leader? The answer is because the engineer is a professional man. He is professional in his field, his behavior, and very well in his practical practice. Engineer as a professional man is because in the practice of engineer there is a code of ethic must be followed and practiced. This code of ethic is related to the registration of Engineer Acts 1967. The code of ethic is principal guideline for engineer, and it must be followed and perform all aspects including his life. In this regard, the personal attitude, relationship, and behavior of engineer need to have significant achievement for far beyond the personal moral field. This code of ethics divide into five parts, but overall it's a guideline for engineer to perform his duties and practice with full responsibility, honestly, trust, transparency, integrity, and fair and equitable. The second point is every engineer has a superior qualities in himself, such as drive leader, desire to lead, self-confidence, cleverness, job knowledge, extraversion, and introversion. This trait will be a solid foundation for him to be appointed as a better leader. And last point is an engineer has skill and abilities. This skill is number one, technical skill. Technical skill are the knowledge and capability to perform in specialized tasks. Number two, human skill. Communication and intention to relationship with others. This skill is very important because of that. They know how to communicate, how to motivate, lead, and inspire in business and relevant to all level of the management. Number three is a conceptual skill. Allow manager to describe the whole organization and work with idea and relationship between abstract concept. It cover analysis, creative, and initiative skill. This help to identify the cause of problem and not the symptom. For the conclusion, based on the above statement, it can be concluded that any engineer deserve to be one of the great leader. Their ability is not to be disputed because it has been proven. Their ability should be translated into a form to effort to make and organize our society better. So that's all my presentation, and it will be continue with my group member. And thank you so much, Doctor, for your attention.
Assalamualaikum to the lecturer Tuan Shahbuddin, lecturer for the subject of professional engineering practice. I would like to present some important content related to our group selection topic. So namely, whether an engineer can be a good leader. So this is one of the assignment that given by Tuan Shahbuddin. So we choose question number 1. So from my point of view, based on my workplace, based on my workplace experience, there are many engineers who are more tend to be a follower than to be a leader. So this is happened because of the employer not properly. The employer is not properly formed an excellent organization, such as the boss is not supportive and HR did not make any study for the change of worker in some of the departments. People come and go. Why people working only 1 month, 2 months? The leader is the same. So this is I see in my workplace nowadays. So also obviously one of the reasons why this happened is lack of encouragement and support in doing a project. Therefore, self-motivation among engineers become low and less enthusiastic. Apart from that, the influence from the other members is also less than giving encouragement, because their members is also lack of experience in leading a project. Due to lack of opportunities, there was not giving opportunities, scolding in front of other members because of fail in some projects. Yeah. So I think if they are given an opportunity, I think they can be a good leader to handle. If they can handle a big project, so they become more experienced. So they are able to become a good leader, where, as we know, the one of the leader characteristic should be a great in problem solving. So I see their working style. They are very good in problem solving. Every day they come to work and solve many problems. So they get used to it in problem solving. So in my opinion, if there is a chance to be a leader, they are the person who should we call a worthy leader. They are based on their extensive work experience, and almost every day they solve various problems, production problem, attendance problem, and many more, maintenance problems, spare part problems. So I believe that an engineer is capable of being a good leader. So I agree with this. Engineer can be a good leader if they have a chance. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. Today I want to talk about will engineers serve a better leaders. Yes, my point is engineer as a decision maker. What is decision making? Decision making refers to the process as leading to the choice of a belief or a course of action among several possible alternative options. Decision making also often considered a problem solving activity, yielding an answer deemed to be optimal or a minimum satisfactory. Next is, what are the characteristics of decision making are? Decision making is an objective must first be established. The next characteristic is objective must be classified and placed so as importance. Next is alternative actions must be developed. Sorry. The alternatives must be evaluated against all the objective. And also the alternative that's ready to achieve all the objective is that the alternative decision. And last but not least, the tentative decision is evaluated for more possible consequences. To read more about characteristic of decision making, I had include on my report. Next is decision making process. As a decision making process, the engineer as a leader act as a decision maker should know the process of decision making, which is to convert input into the output. That the input is requirement, constraints, options, knowledge base, and option, and we can and to transfer to convert it to become an output with a decision that the engineer will be made. So to have the perfectly decision, one engineer the engineer should know what which is a decision was made before that. The engineer would face uh, two criteria, which is a business context and environment context. Business context is something that can be controlled by ourselves as an engineer, for example. And the environmental context, uh, they should, and the environment context cannot be controlled by the engineer and the leader itself. Business context, such as a data management system that can be controlled, culture that can be improved, product structure that can be improved also, technology level that can be upgraded using R&D and whatsoever, product business cycle that can be twist a bit to make it the cycle better, decision tool process, and besides, environmental context cannot be controlled, such as a government regulation, customer service, competition between the other company, legal consideration, unplanned incident, and state of the economy. Next is engineer lead in making decision. As a leader, engineer should take action to decide decision making. As a leader, engineer should take action to decide a best, most precise, and most efficient solution to tackle out of the problem. Just like Peter Drucker said, the question that faces the strategic decision maker is not what his organization should do tomorrow. Is it what do we have to do today to be ready for an uncertain tomorrow? His word means the engineer should take an action to be a leader and to decide something critical, to decide something in a critical situation before his organization decide. In conclusion, a decision making by an engineer during one type or critical situation may arise a bigger problem that or the best solution. This matter is very much dependent on the way of thinking and perspective presented by an engineer. However, this goes back to the experience of an engineer. Experience matches the way an engineer thinks and the way they solve a problem. As a leader, of one organization, engineer needs to play an important role in making a decision. With the right decision making procedures and previous experience can produce a successful and visionary leader. Einstein said, information is not knowledge. The only sources of knowledge is experience. You need experience to gain wisdom. That shows that experience is something important to become a better leader and a better engineer. Engineer should experience something up and down, success or not success, in order to gain his experience uh, to serve a better leader. Engineer should be an experienced engineer before serve as a better leader. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you. Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Izzat Amir bin Ahmad Basuki. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and very good evening to our lecturer, Dr. Shahabuddin. And today I would like to present about our team members topic. The topic is, will engineer serve as a better leader? So for the subtopic I choose is engineer as a manager. Why I choose this topic is because I see some company such as power plant and oil and gas in engineering field. I see they have a manager with the management background, not the engineering skill or engineering background. Because of that, the manager keep doing a bad decision in solving the problem. They can make the problem more worse and more losses on money. Rather than the engineer think about the lifetime of plant, lifetime of machine, and lifetime of tool, and so on, because they have technical or skill and knowledge about the engineering. They also can make a good or better decision rather than the management manager. So engineer also having a skill to tackle this problem in different angle. The point is, the engineer have a creativity thinking to make and to solve the problem. Okay, then the engineer can be a true leader because of engineer keep eye on their team. They keep eye on their technician, engineer worker. They keep teaching, keep learn together to make the person better and to make the person a good worker and specialist. I think so I think it's better engineer become a manager or leader. Okay, then the engineer also have a good communication skill with the technician and general worker, so they have a good teamwork and they can make the problem more easier and smooth. Okay, then engineer also can make the problem to settle down quicker than rather than the management keep thinking about the losses of money, keep thinking about the losses of manpower, loss of manpower. They don't have engineering knowledge, so it can be worse and it can be delayed for the problem. Okay, so the conclusion is, I think engineer is a better true leader than a manager of management, because engineer have a talent and born to be a leader because of they have a skill, they have a knowledge in engineering field. They also can make the decision in quick and good. So that's all from me, and thank you for listening, Dr. Shahuddin. Assalamualaikum.